Okay. All right, guys. So let's start by talking about what is a life artist. So a life artist is a concept that it took me a little time to understand because I knew what I wanted to be, I knew what I was, but I didn't have a good name for it. So in the branding classes that we take with the Rhonda Swan's team, they just help you get your vision so much further than you ever imagined. And that's when we realize that is what I am. I am a life artist. Because a life artist is a woman that finally feels beautiful and is willing to claim her gifts with confidence to create the life of her dreams and inspire others in the process. And that is exactly what I want for all of you, because you all can be a life artist just like myself. Now, it doesn't mean that once you become a life artist like me, you stop growing. I mean, you still have to keep going and working on yourself. Being a life artist isn't easy, but it can be done. So today we're going to be talking about what is the life that you dream about and what is it that's holding you back. If you identify those things and start working on them, you're going to be able to create that life that you've always been wanting. So I want to take you through a little bit of a process today. So I want you to be able to, feel comfortable sharing your story, what holds you back, anything that you think needs to be addressed. So if you just joined, my name is Maria Morales and I am a life artistry coach. And I am the founder of the Beautiful and Confident Movement for Women, where I help women transform, break out of their cocoon, and go from invisible to visible. And that is why the Life Artist Show was named, because I want all of you to learn all of the different things that I can offer you so that you can become that confident and beautiful woman that you always have wanted to be. So now we already talked about what a life artist is. So you already have the concept. So let's talk a little bit more about, I want you to start thinking. Hey, Leticia, welcome. So I want you to start thinking for a moment. And if you want to get a piece of paper or something to write on some of your ideas, if you want to write them here and share them with us, I would love to hear your thoughts, okay? So, hey, Brenda. So I want you to start thinking about this. Number one, do you feel beautiful? Okay? Do you feel beautiful? And I'm not asking about, do you look beautiful? But do you feel it? Okay? One thing is that you might look beautiful on the outside, but inside, do you really feel it? Everywhere you walk, every time you get dressed up and you put your makeup on, are you feeling like you're hiding behind that stuff? Or are you feeling like you're just beautiful inside and out and it doesn't matter what you're wearing or not wearing that day? Do you still feel beautiful? So if you always feel beautiful, then your confidence level is going to be there. But if you just look at yourself in the mirror and you think, I look beautiful, or people tell me I look beautiful, because that's what I used to feel. I used to hear, well, people always tell me that I look beautiful, but I don't feel it. I really don't. Leticia feels sexy and Angie feels beautiful. You ladies are powerful girls, and you're going to help me get this message to the other ones that may not feel as confident and beautiful as you all do. So when you feel beautiful inside and out, you're more confident. You're going to walk with more pep in your step, and you're more willing to try new things and even face your fears. So you have to work on how you view yourself first. Not how other people view you. It's how you view you every time you stare at yourself in the mirror. I used to feel ugly. And my coaches, when I was in the mastermind Secret of the Expert event in Florida with Leticia and Jermaine and Cassie and Rhonda and the others, when we were talking about our story and creating that video that you just saw, we had to dig deep and really convey what was that story that inspired us. What was that transformation that we had that made us want to make this business a mission, where it's not just about selling you products or selling you a program. It's about a mission. It goes way beyond that. And they were saying the whole time, you have the ugly duckling syndrome. And I was like, what? What do you mean I have the ugly duckling syndrome? I mean, I don't think I'm ugly, but yet everything I said and how I express myself and how I describe myself was I actually felt ugly. I was the ugly duckling. Nobody saw that but me. I saw that ugly woman in the mirror all the time. And it wasn't just physically, it was just this lack of confidence that I had that made me just feel ugly. So, and I had to go back and dig deep and find out, where is this coming from? Because obviously everybody sees something opposite to what I see, right? So this comes from when I was in fourth grade. And as I shared before, if you have heard my story a few times before, I was very, very skinny. I mean, when I moved to this country about, I don't know, maybe 17 years ago, I was only 75 pounds. 75 pounds. So you can imagine how skinny I was when I was in fourth grade. I was just a toothpick. And what happened was my nose grew a lot faster and a lot bigger than it had to. So it didn't match my my body. Okay. So because of that, the kids started bullying me and calling me names. They will call me Toucan Sam. All right. So that bird from the Fruit Loops cereal. And you know what that did to my confidence? Everywhere I went, all I thought was that people were seeing my nose, that my nose got to places before I got there. So ever since that day, still things started to change for me, and it started molding me into a very insecure woman that could not see any beauty in the outside, because all I could remember was what those kids said to me and how much they hurt me when I was young, and how much fun they made, how much laughter they got out of me having a big nose and big feet. Listen, my feet were so big that I'm only 5 foot tall, so I was probably a lot shorter in fourth grade. So I was a really tiny little girl with no meat on my bones. Yes, Leticia, 75 since you were a baby. Well, I was a very thin girl. Now I'm like double that, but we'll talk about that in another life. I wish you had been there too. And I didn't have anybody to protect me, guys. So I had to just endure this for a very long time. And so my feet were so big that I didn't want if I found a shoe that made my feet look smaller, or to me, it made me feel like the feet look smaller, I will tell my mom, Mom, this is the only shoe I want. And if they break, you need to fix them for me, because I cannot wear any other shoe because they're going to see that my feet are really big. And they used to say, you can just go and be a canoe for us. You can just stand on the water and probably float because your feet are so big. So for the longest time, as my foot kept growing, I wasn't growing any taller. I wasn't getting any heavier. So the feet kept just being the focus, the nose and the damn feet. And so I started telling my mom, I'm not buying any more shoes. So I wore shoes that were so incredibly tight and painful for several years. My parents knew Alita. And, my parents have never been people that are confrontational. They never really, they never felt like it was important to go to the school and talk about that with them. They just assume, well, kids are just kids. I just need to work on my daughter so that she can see that it's not a big deal. But it really was a big deal for me. Hey, Marianne, thank you for being here. So, we were just not that type of people that will just go and fight and complain at the schools. We were all very quiet, very shy people. So I grew up feeling like the ugly duckling. That's what happened. So this story is making me sweat here. It's making me go back way when those days were so difficult for me, and I hated going to school. And I still made it somehow. God helped me, and my family helped me through it. So thank you, Mom and Dad. But I didn't have anybody to protect me from those kids. So I had to endure it until I finally grew up and kind of grew into my nose and my feet. And so that's what I'm talking about. Most of us have something inside us that comes from when we were children. Somebody, maybe when you were a teenager, you had bad acne, or you had your hair was very curly and your mom didn't know how to fix it and the kids made fun of you. Leticia said, my dad dragged the bus driver off my bus because he called me a name. You're so lucky, girl, that you had some really amazing parents that will go and fight for you. Oh, David, I love you just the way you are, baby. I love you too, but you didn't meet me with the big nose and big feet, so you're not sure. And then the other thing that happened is I started growing up, right? And I'm not growing taller, but I'm starting to get, all of the things that you go through when you're going through puberty. So what happens? You start growing hair under your arms and you start growing hair on your legs. And I was in a Catholic school, private school, and I wasn't allowed to wear pants. So I had to go around with my damn legs looking like a monkey, super hairy, and the next season of bullying started when I was a teenager. It came right back. I couldn't shave my legs because my mom said that you shave your legs when you're older, like when you're going to high school. So 7th, 8th, 9th grade, I had to go around with freaking hairy legs. The other thing was that, if you've ever been to one of these schools, you have to wear skirts. And so the girls that were very outgoing and sexy, and they were just much more confident than me, obviously, they would roll up their skirts, right, and make them short above their knees. Well, I didn't dare because every time I tried, I didn't roll it properly, so I will have very short in the front and then very long in the bottom, and then it will bulge in the back, and then the kids will make fun of me because of that. Yeah, David is awesome. And so then if I roll the skirt, somehow they only, noticed it, that it was me the only one. It was a bunch of other girls were having their short skirts, but the teachers noticed me, so they will send me to the director's office and detention and call my parents and tell them that I was being a rebel and wanting to look sexy. For God's sake, I was just trying to fit in for a little bit. So I was never a popular girl. I was never the one that had a bunch of friends. And the few friends that I had were the ugly ducklings of the school. And we were all just, crying every day because everybody hated us. So that's where all of these insecurities came from, guys. Can't wait for the wedding. Leticia, you're distracting me. So that's why I wanted you to really start thinking about what impacted you in the past that you think is limiting the amount of confidence that you should have at this age. It took me about 39 years to finally love myself and to think that I look good. And to see it and to actually admire it in the mirror and go out there and feel like, I look good today. I don't need to wait for anybody to look at me. Oh, yes, drinking my water, girl. Hey, Shanella. And so it took me a very long time. So now we all have, women that we feel we look bigger. As women, we always have something that we don't like about ourselves, right? We may look bigger this day, or we feel bloated, or anything can be happening that may change how beautiful you feel. But deep inside, you still find beauty when you close your eyes. You still see it when you close your eyes, even if that's not your best day. Maybe you ate a bunch of crap that you should have not eaten the night before, and now you're looking pretty unsexy. So that is the very first thing. So you have to accept yourself, like Leticia says, and you have to love yourself wherever you're at. And if you don't like something about yourself, then you do something about it. But I don't want you to do what I did. I will just go to the couch and be a binge eater, and I would just eat and eat and eat and not exercise, and then cry all night and sleep and then do it all over again. And that was a horrible, vicious cycle that I landed in that held me prisoner for a very long time. So that is the very first thing. So Leticia says after having her daughter, there were months she felt like her body looked like a whale. Yeah, there's days we feel like we're whales, we're wounded manatees. Sometimes I go to the beach and I'm like, oh my God, I actually look like a wounded manatee. What is this? And then I end up not enjoying myself because I'm just worried about what people think about my body. You look, half the time nobody cares. Half the time nobody's looking. And if they are, they're probably not perfect themselves, because the ones that are perfect are usually not the ones that are criticizing that much. It's the imperfect ones, the ones that look just like us, that are thinking, oh my gosh, how is she wearing that bathing suit when she looks like that? And inside what they're saying is, I wish I was confident enough to wear that bikini to the beach, to show my belly with pride, to show my little rolls in the back with pride. Sometimes I do that. You know, I see them and I'm like, oh my gosh, why are they showing all of that skin? But really inside, it's like, I wish I could just wear whatever and not care and enjoy the beach. That's what I went there for, right? Not for a beauty contest. So now that you know about feeling beautiful, that is the first thing as a life artist. Now I want you to start thinking about your life dreams. What do you see yourself when you close your eyes and you think deeply in the quietness, in the peace that you get sometimes? When you close your eyes, who do you see? What is that woman that you see in those dreams? What kind of life does she have? Who does she surround herself with? What kind of job or career she has? What kind of business does she hold? Does she have a successful family, a successful relationship with her spouse? What is that dream that you feel you should have, but you don't have? So I want you to think about that for a moment and meditate on that and share with me in the comments, what is that woman? Who is that woman you would like to be, but that you're not there yet? Hey, Darlene, welcome, Mama. Want to know something funny while you're thinking about that? So I typed up all the notes that I wanted to have so I could stay on track. And I put my other phone that's showing me your comments on very close to the screen. And I didn't notice that it's being on top of the delete button, deleting all of my notes. So now I'm going to have to wing it because my notes are disappearing as we speak. But you know what? This is the life of a life artist. You adapt, you take on whatever obstacle you run into and you jump it. You don't just stay there crying, oh my God, my notes are gone and now I don't know what I'm going to say. No, I'm not going to think that way, right? We're just going to be confident women. We know this. We got this in our heads. So as you're thinking about that person that you want to be, I'm going to share with you who I want to be. So I want to be, when I close my eyes and I really envision who I am in the future, is this extremely powerful, confident woman who is an international speaker and inspires a ton of women on huge, huge stages. That is who I want to be. So who do you want to be? Look, I get the chills every time I think about who I want to be. I want to be that. And I have been dreaming about that life for so long, for a very long time. And I had no idea how to reach it because I didn't feel like I deserved it. I didn't feel like I was smart enough, good enough, like my English was perfect. I didn't think that I had anything good or important to say that people wanted to hear. So what is that life that you dream about? Please share in the comments. And if you already living the life of your dreams, share it as well, because that inspires other women that to see that you got there and then someone else can get there. So share in the comments, what is that life that you envision for yourself? So as you think about that life, I want to know, why do you think it's only a dream? Why do you want that to be just a dream? Does it have to be a dream? Do you think you can make it a reality? So Andrea's sharing her dream. She wants to spread hope to the world. And Andrea is one of my Life Artistry students. And she has a very big mission to accomplish. And she joined my Life Artistry University so that she can get to that point. So she can develop that confidence that she's missing just a little bit of it. So that she can actually get her mission out there in the world and give hope That's a huge mission, Andrea. And Darlene, free to move as I please, be available at any time for my kids. That's an awesome life as well, Darlene. And does it have to be only when you close your eyes and you dream about it? Or can you just grab it and go with it? I think you all can. I really think you can. You just need the right tools. So let's get into what is it that's holding us back. And some of you have already been hearing this from some of the classes that we've been attending, since you've been, a lot of you are in the same groups that I am. But for others that haven't heard this before, the things that hold you back are called limiting beliefs. And here are just some common ones. We're not going to go into all of them, but we're just going to touch on a few. And Darlene says that she wants to help other women and girls to find their purpose and be free. It's an amazing mission, and you can get there. And you don't want to just do it in a small scale where you do it near in your neighborhood or maybe at church. Don't you want to do it in a bigger scale? I think there's so much more, and so many people in this world that need so much more than what they're getting. And maybe you're that person that can give it to them. So do not limit them from that. Do not deprive them from that. So one of the things that could be a limiting belief is very interesting. Is coming from a poor family, so I didn't have the right amount of resources to go further in life. How many times have you heard someone say that? Or maybe yourself. Maybe you've been thinking, well, this woman is actually pretty up there in her career, but she came from a wealthy family. They sent her to the best schools. She was able to go to whatever university she wanted to go to, right? Well, that doesn't matter. You don't have to go to the best school to be the woman that you want to be. Listen, I didn't go to school to be a life coach. I didn't go to school to guide women into developing their confidence and finding their inner life artist. But I went to the school of my life, and I saw where I came from and what I accomplished and what kind of mountains I moved out of the way to get to where I'm at. And I'm not even all the way there yet. Just wait till you see me way up there, reaching a really high mountain. And then the mountain will say, well, that's not the highest one, like Remy and Alita were saying in a live earlier. That's not the highest one, Marielle. There's another one even higher. So thank you for sharing, Mary. And Darlene, thank you so much for sharing. So I get emotional, ladies, when I talk about these things, because I just envision you guys just accomplishing so many things. This is just not just a dream for myself. It's a dream for so many others. So, as the people that think that our family has been poor for so long and opportunities were so limited, that they actually come to accept the fact that they can't break out of that status and that they must maintain the status of poor or poverty, I should say. So if you study the story of a lot of very successful international millionaires, motivational speakers, they all came from nothing. They came from very poor families where they even have to be begging for food because there was no money to buy food for all of the kids or dress them. And yet they are one of the most successful people in the world. And you probably know who I'm talking about. Tony Robbins was one of them. And he's one of my heroes now. I want to be like him. Okay? And he didn't go to school to study how to be all this. He just started just looking into life and seeing how everything was and how people think and how they just decide to get stuck and complacent where they're at. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? So number 2. So that was the first limiting belief. You think that because your family didn't put you through the best schools and you didn't have the right resources, that you must stay in a state of poverty and you cannot move ahead. Number 2, choosing a career that our family pressured you, that your family pressured you into, and that you have no passion for. Think about how many people are told, well, you must go to school to be a doctor because everybody in your family is a doctor. Well, you have to join the military because all of the men in your family joined the military, and then you have to be a a nurse because all of the women in your family were nurses or they were teachers. And so you are pressured to select a career and go to school for that career that is not really what's really deep inside you that you actually wanted to do for the rest of your life. I was lucky enough to go for a career that I actually love because it's teaching. You know, I'm an educator. I'm a diabetes educator and a dietitian. I've done this for many, many years. And I take a lot of joy in sharing my knowledge. That is what I love doing. But the career I really wanted, guys, I wanted to be a professional dancer. So I was in dancing groups until I was in high school. And then my mom said, no, you have brains. You have to go use them and go study something. So she said I should go for science. So I signed up for pre-med and I started going for medical school. And I just kept thinking, God, I don't want to have a life where I don't see my family, where I am always working, where I am always tired and I'm on call and I just have no life, because that's what doctors, most of them have. And so I kept saying, Mama, can I just switch a little bit? Can I just do something along the lines of healthcare, but not really that? I want to be able to come home and not have to work extra. So Darlene says she wanted to be an engineer, but she didn't feel it. She wanted to be an actress. Oh, I love it. But you can still be an actress. Now we have our own shows and we can be actresses of our own shows. And Angie wanted to be a dance teacher. Angie, I knew there's something between you and I, girl. We have a connection. We seem to be very similar in a lot of things. So yes, I wanted to be a professional dancer. And I still belonged to a professional dancing group until my first year in college. And my teacher said, my dancing instructor said, you're getting too old and you need to decide. Either you're going to go to school and use your brain and get a career, or you're going to keep dancing with us. But I'm not going to allow you to do both. You can't do both. And it crushed my spirits and it crushed my dreams of being a professional dancer and still go to school. I had the brains. I could study hard and still dance. But, you know, the career of a dancer is not really that easy. I mean, you have to practice. Dancing is incredible. Bailar es increíble, yes. And, you know, you have to go to shows really late at night and studying science and pre-med. You got to study hours on end. I mean, I lived in the library and I had no sleep most times. And not because I was having any fun, but because I was studying my butt off. So I got pushed into a different career. My mom said, okay, well, see what you can decide to take, but try not to get too far away because you're going to waste all of those credits you already took. So I kept looking and looking, and I thought, well, nutrition is something cool. You know, dietitians are sexy. They're pretty. They have really nice bodies. So that's the first thing I thought about. There goes I don't have any confidence. Let me find something that's going to give it to me. And then I thought, well, I can teach, I can educate, it has to do with science. This is the perfect career for me. So I went for it, and I left the college that I was at, and I moved away from my family to go do it. And and I'm glad that I chose that path and that I had that career. It's been an amazing career for me. Then I decided to get more specialized into diabetes. So then now I'm a diabetes specialist, and that's what I do for a pharmaceutical company. But still, because of the type of job that we have to do, that it means that I have to interrupt the healthcare providers and interrupt the patient's flow of the clinic. I'm not always allowed or able to teach everything I want to teach. So I'm feeling a little like I'm not totally satisfied, right? And as I talk to my patients, I keep saying how they just think they can't do anything for themselves, that they're just doomed for having diabetes because they have no confidence that they can do something else. So we're going to end it there. Otherwise, I'll be here all night. So that is number 2, is choosing a career that you're not passionate about. You're going to be miserable in it. So try to find something that, even if it offends everybody, you switch and you do it. Mary, you worked in the dietary department for 13 years. That is amazing. I loved working in the kitchen, girl. It was one of my favorite things to do. So number 3, is very aligned with number two. It's working for a job for a paycheck, and not because you have a true calling in it, and it's not an occupation where you have the most skills in. Maybe you have a lot of knowledge, but your skill set is not really completely developed in that particular occupation that you're in. Like, I had no idea I could be a speaker in front of people on Facebook or on Instagram. I had no idea that I can talk about motivation and inspiration and changing people's minds. I had no idea I had those skills. I just knew that I was really good at teaching diabetes and nutrition, and that's all I knew how to do. And I did it with pride, and that's all I did, but I still felt like there's got to be something else I can do. Something else I can do. So as human beings, we're most capable of doing our best work when we do something that inspires us, okay? That truly motivates us to do our best work. And often in society, people just go through the motions of the tasks that they're required by their occupation. They get their paycheck, they pay their bills, they support their families, and they keep a roof over their heads. And in truth, many of those people are not satisfied with what they're doing. So what happens, all of that unsatisfaction translates into everything in their life, into their kids, relationship with their kids, relationship with their spouse, relationships with their coworkers, because they're not doing what they're really true, what they're truly called to do. So there is no reason to stay in an unhappy job for 30 freaking years. Reinvent yourself, create a way of making money that you are excited about, that you love what you do every single day, that you want to go to bed late working on it and you want to get up early to start working on it again. And that is exactly how I feel about my business, my beautiful and confident business. I know that there's people out there waiting for me and waiting for the information that I can share with them, for the inspiration, the motivation. I can't just sit at home and be like, well, I gotta go to work today and hopefully I'll have some time and energy tonight to do stuff for my business, you know? So all of that happens. But you find something that you're passionate about and all that stuff disappears. Number 4, and we're almost done. Number 4, type in 4 to see if you're still here while I drink a bit of water. Darlene, interesting you're talking about diabetes. Oh yes, I have so many stories about my patients that really depress me and make me think, why can I just change your mindset? You can do so much more for yourself. You don't have to be, most of my patients, they get extremely overweight, morbidly obese, most of them. Thank you for the 4s. They get morbidly obese, and then they sit in the office talking to the doctor. The doctor puts them on medications, on a ton of medications, and then on insulin or any type of other injectable. And then they sit there and then they tell me, I can't afford my medications. So I can't do what you're telling me I have to do. I can't eat healthy. I don't have any money. So what are you doing about it? Well, there's nothing I can do. Look at me. I can't move. I can't work. I'm just sitting here waiting for disability. Are you freaking serious? You're not waiting for disability. You're waiting to freaking die. You're waiting to get fatter, unhealthier, with higher blood sugars. And then you're going to become a burden to the family member that has to take care of you. So don't tell me you're sitting there waiting for disability to happen. Why don't you move and do something about it? Are your arms still able to move? Is your mind still good? Can you sit in front of a computer and do something? There's always something you can do. So before because I had no confidence, I thought, well, you're right. People can't do anything more than what they're doing. So, because that's exactly how I felt. I felt like, well, I can't do what I want. So how are they going to do what they want? Hey, Annabelle, welcome. So I used to feel sorry for them and be like, you're right. I'm sorry. Well, just do your best. And I will end the consultation or the class just like that, giving them more depression probably. And then when I changed my mindset and I started seeing, wait a minute, I can create the life I want. I can create the body that I want. I can change the way I see myself, and I can reinvent myself and acquire new skills no matter how old I am. So why can't these people do it? So now when I see them, I don't talk to them like I used to. I actually start telling them that. I'm like, you can start moving at least your arms. You can start cutting down on those snacks that you've been eating. You can drink more water, like we are doing, the girls in the Accountability Girlfriends group. If you're not in it, you might want to, so that you can drink more water. So salud. But you can do something about it. You can't just say anymore, I'm just stuck here and that's as far as I can go. So number 4 is you're afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone and add a new skills to your profile, to your resume. I was very afraid of going for makeup artistry. First of all, I'm not young anymore. I'm 41. And 41-year-olds don't go to makeup school. I mean, when I went to the school, I thought, well, I'll just learn how to do my own makeup and I'll look pretty enough for myself and for the people that have to look at my face every day. When I got to that class, I was there for 2 days with nobody older than 25. And I was a freaking old hag, feeling it. Oh my God, Leticia, that's amazing. And you're doing great. Yes, you can even learn a new language if you want to. You're never too old for that. So I go to that school and I'm thinking, oh my God, everybody here does their makeup and they're practicing on each other and their makeups are looking flawless. And then whenever they have to practice on me, it was so much harder. I didn't look like they did. And I was thinking, this is ridiculous. What am I doing here? I should not be here. This is not a career that you start when you're this age. I mean, who's going to believe that I know anything about makeup? They probably think you don't even do your makeup much anymore, you know. And I know, Angie, I don't feel old at all. But when I was there and I saw all of those smooth faces with the beautiful, perfect eyelids that are not droopy, with the perfect eyebrows that are not bald spotted like mine are, and they didn't have any wrinkles, and everything you applied on them looked beautiful. And they were having a hard time doing my makeup. They called it mature skin. Holy shit. Mature skin. I wasn't even 40 yet. So anyways, but I stepped out of that comfort zone and I thought, no, I'm going to be a makeup artist. It doesn't matter if I'm 60, I'm going to be a makeup artist. And that's what I'm going to do because I love transforming women. And so you got to get out of your comfort zone and learn something new. It's uncomfortable. And as human beings, you know, we don't like unfamiliar situations. It's something natural. It's a natural instinct to not go for anything that is unknown. But I'm here to tell you, if you remain comfortable, Darlene, if you're still here, this is what Darlene says. If you remain inside of the cocoon too long and you get comfortable in it, you will never become a beautiful butterfly and fly. So I want you out of that cocoon. Start making little holes. If you're not ready to come out of it completely, start making a few holes because you're not meant to be stuck in there. So get out of the comfort zone and do something uncomfortable every single day. You know, getting here live, I start sweating before I get on here. I start freaking out. Is everything going to be perfect? Thank you, Leticia. Is my English going to be good? Am I going to be inspired so I don't look like I'm reading on everything from my computer? Are they going to like what I have to say? Maybe this is not an interesting topic today. And so I start getting all fearful about it. And then I start thinking, this is so difficult. I don't want to do this. And then I have to go to the bathroom because I'm so nervous. You know, it's not easy to get in front of all of you and whoever is going to join and watch you after, because you wonder, are they going to judge you? But you know, I have to always get out of that and say, well, this is uncomfortable, I'm going to get into it then. Oh, it's an uncomfortable zone? Well, that's where I belong. That's where you belong, in an uncomfortable zone, not in a comfy spot where nobody can see you. This is why you're invisible. This is why you don't move up in your career. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what your dreams and aspirations are. They see you just going through the motions and feeling complacent about where you're at now. Well, no more. So the number 5 goes with that one. You are controlled by your fears. And to find your inner life artist, ladies, you need to overcome your fears and hesitations. You can't learn to swim if you don't jump off that diving board or if you don't get in the water. And remember when you learned how to swim, wasn't that terrifying? It's terrifying to me. But I still had to jump in there and get my feet wet and then get even to the deep end and then learn how to breathe underwater. You know, I had to do it. And I did it because it was going to save my life and it was going to help me enjoy life whenever I went out to a pool party or to the beach or whatever. So it's natural to feel these tendencies. And even some of those who have done great achievements will admit to you that they still get butterflies and they feel apprehension whenever they're going to try something new, or they're going to perform in front of other people, or when they're just simply going to do something different from what they're used to doing. So, however, they found the courage and the desire to overcome the fears, because you might have courage, but if you don't have the real desire, it's got to be up here. You have to have the real desire to go and do it. And you overcome your fears if you really have true desire, all right? So in order to expand your skill set, you got to learn more about yourself. And you have to determine where your true greatness is. What is that inner life artist you have inside you? Get it out there. So the key point here is that you can also do what everybody has done. If you have somebody that you admire, if you admire Oprah for what she's done, you can be like Oprah. I thought, oh, I can't be like Oprah. I can't have an interviewing show. And I'm realizing I have skills on interviewing. I actually love to interview people. So I'm going to have my own show where I'll do interviews all the time. And I'm already practicing. I'm having some of you come to the interview, to be interviewed by me and come to the show. So you don't know what you have inside until you really dig deep. Woo! So how do you feel? How do you feel about this? I hope that you're getting inspired and motivated, that you feel this energy that's coming from me, that you can all have if you really put your mind to it. So let's recap. To become a life artist, you have to remove your limiting beliefs. You have to feel beautiful inside and out. You need to conquer your fears. And you need to be willing to claim your gifts with confidence to create that life of your dreams and inspire others in the process. Don't just create a life just to create it. Inspire people as you go through that journey. It's going to be a hard journey, but other people can learn from your story. Hi, Christy. Welcome. You feel it, darling? Oh, awesome. I hope that you all feel it and that you get your heart that's racing as fast as mine is with emotion and excitement for what your life can be. So if you just joined, I want to thank you for joining. I want to thank you for being here. My name is the Life Artist. My name is not the Life Artist. My name is Mariel Morales, and I am the Life Artist. And I am your life artistry coach. I'm here to help you overcome all of those things that have been holding you back and turn you into a beautiful and confident artist of your own life. If you want to learn more about how to become a life artist or an artist of your own life, you can download my free ebook. So let me go and share my screen for a moment. So I want to share some more nuggets with you. Let's see what we're going to share. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are loving it. I'm really feeling it today. I'm really inspired. And I want you all to feel exactly like I feel. All right, so this thing, all right, here we go. Okay, look at what this slide says. Let me know when you can see my screen. I learned firsthand from you, Sunday, the power of refocusing your mind. Absolutely, Andrea. Refocusing is where it is. All right, it looks like my screen is about to be shared. I think you're seeing it now. You just don't see my slide yet. There it is. All right, so I was saying if you want to learn more about how to become the artist of your own life, I have my free ebook. Why haven't you read it yet? It's free and it's short and sweet. And it's going to get you thinking about those things that maybe you're not doing yet that you need to be doing to become a confident woman. So download it. You just need to go to thelifeartist.net. So not .com, thelifeartist.net, and just download it. You go to you click on that link, you put in your information, and then you have to go to your junk mail because it's going to land there. And then that's where you can download it. If any of you have read it or started reading it and you want to share what you think so far, the other thing that you can do is you can schedule is a discovery session with me. It's a free 15-minute call. And if you want to get in a discovery call with me to see how else I can help you, just comment discovery on the comments tonight or simply private message me. And I want you to read in the slide or the picture on the left, and look what it says. Experience tells you what to do. Confidence allows you to do it. Experience tells you what to do. So that's what you are. You're experiencing your job, and so you do it because you know you have experience. But do you move further from where you need to be, from where you're at, I should say? If you don't, it's because you don't have confidence. And confidence is the one that allows you to do it. So I hope this really hit the core, really hit it where it needed to hit, so that you can feel like this is possible, girls. You can do this. You can do this. If I am doing it, I was a nobody too. I was a nobody. Nobody knew who I was. It was interesting because I wasted a lot of opportunities to get promoted in my job because I always kept thinking, I'm not ready yet. So that other person sounds smarter than me. Oh, I think she dresses a lot better than me. So I don't even know how to be up on stage and do all that stuff that she's doing because I don't have the right the right styling yet. I don't know how to do any of that. My English is not perfect, so I definitely shouldn't apply for that job. And I didn't apply for any of the promotions. Not once. I've been with this company for now almost 8 years. And every time they ask me, what do you want to do in this company? Where do you see yourself in the next few years? I always said, I just want to stay here and just become the best educator I can be here in my little hole. Don't move me anywhere. I don't think I can do it. So I wasted a lot of opportunities. So I don't want you to waste opportunities, ladies. Get out there and do what you have to do to become a butterfly. You want to fly as high as you can. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the shares, for the hearts, for the love, for the comments. Hey, Abby. Join my group. I have the group. It's called Future Life Artists. We're going to start digging a little bit deeper in there very shortly. Right now, I'm just trying to get you all into the groove of what we said that we're going to be talking about. This is a series that's going to be going on for several weeks. So each Wednesday, I'm going to be teaching you something else regarding how to become the artist of your own life. And by the time we finish, you're going to be like, I need more. I need to know what it is I got to do. I'm still a little lost. So when you feel that way, just reach out to me. I'm here for you. Thank you so much. Kisses, and have a great night.